Hey guys, it's Slumming Rush. Exams are over. Hey guys, it's Slumming Rush. Reading week is over. I'm not sick anymore, which I was. So to everyone I was mentoring, I apologize for the missed sessions, but here we are, back at it again with, today, I'm going to be playing the 54 Light Tank. I have not played this thing in ages, and if you watched my previous live stream, the Mark of Excellence, this is always a tank I've wanted. All of my tanks, basically, I want 3 marked at some point. This thing's at 90.58%, so we're pretty close, actually. I'm going to start by playing this thing today. See if we can get it up to like whatever's reasonable, something closer, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're in the map Redshire. Now, last time I was on Redshire, if I recall, in video, what I basically was, is I was on the south spawn, and I went up through the river to spot. Most people will come up to here and try to spot things. That's shitty. Like, it never works for me. I think it's really aggressive, high risk, low reward. I think if you're gonna spot, you don't want to cross this, because then you open yourself up to here. You can kind of play in the middle, spot a lot of heavies, and still make it work. Also, from the south, you can go up to here, spot stuff coming in. That's, to me, is a safer play. No one expects it. But we're not on that side of the map. So what can I do instead? Well, they have a 1390 PTA. Basically, they have one light. So that 1390 probably going to play somewhere in the mid. I'm going to try doing the reciprocal of the F0 play that I mentioned to you. And I'm going to see if I can spot people. Well, you can go up here to spot people, but that's so risky. They've got 4 tank destroyers. None of them are fast, to be fair, but they have a lot of fast mediums. I think for me to take any sort of position that's a known scouting positions, really high risk. It could be high reward, but I'm just not going to take that. So here we are. We'll see what we find. I should beat everyone up here. Do mediums ever go here? Well, so one thing you can do if you don't really know how people play, watch your teammates. You can see we've got a shitload of heavies and TDs coming this way, like a 2684, basically a heavy. So I would guess... Okay, and we spot their whole team. Well, not their whole team. We spot everyone going over here. So that's 3 tanks. You can see I didn't get caught out by a medium, which was the main fear. I should be dark by now, get 528 spotting on the Conqueror. So that's actually a really great start. A lot of people try to start off the game with like 1,000 spotting right off the bat. One shot of spotting is really good for the team. That Conqueror is now going to have a really tough time, well, a harder time. That's like a quarter of his HP gone, right? So it doesn't get me killed to play like that, and we get 528 spotting damage. So really conservative, decent play. Probably would have been more. It could be a low roll from the 268 that did that. So decent play. Next thing is to look at the map, figure out where we're going to go. So we have a shitload of camping tanks. That's really normal on this map. Actually, you kind of have to figure out how to deal with it. What will happen is because I got that scouting damage, we should win this side of the map, right? Like the 0 line should be a win unless they have something unspotted. So I didn't spot that T30 over there. You can see already puts a shot here. No idea what that was going for. We've got a 430 T10 50B. They think a scout is in here. Yeah, there must be. 1390 must be here. Oh, there you go. Bat shot. Okay. So because I got lit, I saw the 430 shoot. I get that information. Spot the 57 heavy. Get that bat shot out of that bush. That guy's definitely going to return. Like, it would be weird if he didn't. So I can probably return for that. But I have to time it with where the 57 heavy's looking. Obviously, I don't want to die to that guy. Now, looking at the map, 0 line should be a loss because that's a 5v2. So we've lost our top tier 268 version 4. Okay, so they're going to start to push through. They should, right? They should win the 0 line given what they have in the situation that they have it. So the Conqueror's dying, not surprising. The 277 is going to start getting pushed. This is where scouting will become important because they're going to... Oh, do I have shots? I'm going to try to spot this as they push through, especially after the 277 dies. So do I get lit here? No. Sixth Sense doesn't go off. I think that there's no one here, so I can play on this ridge indefinitely. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to pop up like so, putting the bush in between myself and the 268. And I'm obviously not going to shoot this guy. To me, that just makes no sense, but I can definitely sit in this bush. I'm going to turn my tank around so I can get out, because we're losing this side. If you look at the... Oh, fuck. Okay, well, that was expensive. It was good I turned my tank around. He got my turret, you can see. So I got a bit unlucky, but we're up to 1,400 spotting. So I can spot once more. It's really contingent to what the hell that pattern does. So I'm going to just try to keep these guys lit. And hopefully they die pushing in because this game's not winning, right? So 1,500 spotting so far. Well, 1,400, same thing. And that bat shot will have returned. The 57 might have pushed in. See, this guy can move in because the T10's not watching that. So I've done 1,800 spotting. Really good results so far. Their team's just playing better. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go after this bat shot. I think I do care about... of course, like I have to play each game as if I'm 3-marking it. So we're going to see... Not to spot the bat shot because there's no one ready to shoot this guy. Oh, I don't... Oh, shit. This is a play I disagree with. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that guy, he's capable. He could have YOLO'd me there, right? So I think that was a misplay on my part, taking that risk. I get 200 damage, spotting damage for it on the PTA. 57's going low, so maybe we could push that PTA and then get on top of the 57. Realistically, that's never going to happen when I'm down 680 HP. All it takes is 2 people to shoot me, right? So it's just not going to work. Instead, what I have to do is I'll come up here, and I might not spot shit, but I might be able to put a damp on this force pushing in, especially if I get a shot on the Conqueror. Now this guy's looking at me, so a lot of... Oh, he's not... Can I maybe... These are high risk, low, like 200 damage to shoot these guys when Artie can do a lot more. I will take that shot just to make him an absolute one-shot for Artie, and I keep them lit anyways. I'll reload by the time... Well, what will happen is I need to... Can I put shots on 57? He's looking right at me. Well, not at me, but he will be looking right at me. So this is where you typically fall back. A lot of people fall back to A4 too soon. Because of how this has progressed, I've been able to stay out. And you can see that's 2k spotting damage, right? So if I had been more cautious, I think I would have had a worse result so far, at the very least. 57's over there. Do I have shots? I should. That was on the side of the turret if I reverse. Okay. Okay, that shot goes in. 270. So up to 400 damage. This guy won't... He might actually spot us from this range if he has optics. That one goes in, but at least I have cover here. Is this guy going to light me? No. So I'm looking at the map to see what the hell that 57's doing. That shot should go in. It does. Perfect. Now, there... Going to start pushing around the A-line side of the map, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to avoid that shit. That shot... Looked up on the armor profile on the 2684. They're really easy to pen if you're not in a tier 8... tier 8 gunned tank, basically. So this game's coming back around, but, you know, they've got so much HP, it's impossible. If you were going to try to win, you'd shoot the PTA. Well, of course, that bounces, but, you know, the idea is to get guns out of the fight. Both these guys are stunned, so they probably won't light me. I'll see if I can get the kill. Good. Now, that 57 heavy should push in. I'm going to see if I can get one into the pattern and then drive forwards to the this is more likely to pen. Doesn't go in. Okay, so I'm driving forwards. Obviously, 57 heavy is going to become an issue, and he's going to spot me there. So I'm going to drive over like this. Actually, Patton's looking right at me, so I'm going to stay behind the rock. No, no, no. Okay, he fired. Okay, so from here I've got the T92. Maybe the T92 will hit this guy. M53 will spot the 57 when he inevitably flanks me. And I do have Artie cover right here. So this guy looks away. One shot in. So based on his stun, he's got a slow reload. Okay, so that's one shot. That's the 57. So you can see this guy here. I'm actually going to drive forwards to get away from the 57. I get stunned. I just want one more shot, and I'm not able to get it. But 1,400 damage, 2k spotting for the first game, and I actually gave the 57 the top gun, so not a bad result. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. For my first game back, that's, well... A lot went into that, that's for sure. Okay, now for this one, we're on the map Ruinberg. So there's not going to be a lot of scouting on Ruinberg. The primary thing to note is how much Artie there is, because on this type of map, Artie doesn't typically shoot at the city. The only time Artie players will ever get shots in the city from the south spawn is if they're playing in K1, and people start pushing through here, basically. It's like, to get shots anywhere else, you kind of have to sit in K3 and have a good arc. No Artie's going to do that. So the only option most Artie players have, apart from shitting on the city, is to shoot at the field. And what's going to happen is if you're in a light tank and you go to the field, you kind of have to expect to get focused by at least 2 of their Artie, because they don't have shots in the field. Like, they don't have shots on the city. They're going to have to shoot at the field. So what I'm going to do is the enemy team has 2 lights, as far as I can tell. 1390 GSOR. These are slow guys. I typically don't recommend scouting this ridge. I think it's a huge waste of your time. What I'll do instead is I try to get here to get shots and shot at by 13, whatever the hell's over here. Now looking at the team behind me, we don't have much coming. That Patton's going to hit me on the move. I'm going to get out. He actually just fired, so that's really lucky. But you can see I actually get 731 spotting right off the bat. Looking at where my team is, we're not going to win the field. So the way to deal with the field, the Patton missed, thank God. The way to deal with the field if people get into here is to try to control the zero line, because the zero line cuts off the M48 Patton's position, basically makes him useless. You can see Artie shoots at me. That's partly just because we have actually nothing here. It's like our TVP's unspotted, E4 is unspotted, CS is Artie safe. He's very Artie safe. So what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to take the zero line, because if they control the zero line and E5, they win. It's like so easy for them. So what I have to do, let's get this guy to move up. Hopefully he doesn't camp. Okay, he's camping. So worst case scenario, I'm spotting for that guy. I really don't expect much to be here. If there is, I can see it on the map and I'll just cut right. There won't be much of an escape because of the 48 patents position. So here we are, spotted GS. So I'm going to get up to here. He lit us. Now I might have a slim shot like so. I have to keep in mind TD's in the back might also have a shot on me. So he's not poking. I guess he sees that I'm camping him. Fair enough. I'm not going to watch that anymore. I would blind fire there if I was a tank destroyer, and you can see shells are coming in. So we don't know exactly from where. From here, I might have a shot in the 1390. I don't. So they're pushing through the city. Lots of tanks pushing through there. I want to join the CS-59. Partly because the pattern, I just stopped in the roadway, I'm a fucking idiot. Partly because the pattern's not looking. Now, I think there's not much here, partly because the RU just pushed through. I wonder if I can get safe shots from angles that are about this far back. And you can see I've got shots in the WZ just because of the position. So, WZ, hit him. I won't really have shots in the Type 4, so I have to wait for him to get spotted. I'm keeping myself open to this. I have to watch it on the map. I can get revenge on this guy right here. Basically, the issue is that GS might light me, right? I don't think there's much else here. Looking at their team, most of them are spotted. And so, if he's not going to light me, we have shots, basically. And I don't want to sit here, because then that's how you get farmed by 1390, and I don't have armor, so I can't deal with that shit. Now, this guy's kind of blocking my shot. PTA gets lit. I'm not going to have shots. That's a E4. So the E4 is probably looking at the TVP, and I would bet on it, but I'm still not going to bet 700 HP for one shot of damage on that. It's just not reasonable. So you can go for shots in the PTA. They probably don't exist. 1390's there. This position is going to quickly become not very useful, because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go flank them in the city. If I get to D3 right now, I will have side shots. So I'm going to take one more. I'm being a bit greedy here, basically. So I'll take that shot. CS gets the kill. So my shot was completely useless. It was just selfish there. Spot the PTA. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to teleport to my Russian... going to use my Russian teleportation device. I should say Soviet, because that's 54. Yeah, it's Soviet. I'm going to go up to here, teleport to the side, load gold. I'm going to need gold to pen the sides of these guys. So it's not an aiming thing. It's wargaming can't balance tanks. And even if you flank them, you actually have to fully flank them to get shot. So even sometimes shooting at the rear. So basically, here we go. This guy doesn't see me. So in this situation, our E50's poking. For me to poke on these guys would be really dumb. They don't expect to be in a crossfire at all. And so to get spotted here would blow it, basically. Now, I think if he's angling his tank like he is, you see it's basically blown the situation. Now he just fired. Okay, so this crossfire is good, but it's going to push them back, create an advantage, or at least a fair fight for them. I don't want that, so I'm not going to stick around. This thing's turning radius. I need to get clutch braking. GSOR won't have pushed. E4 should push, but he's not going to because he's a camping tank. For an E4 to drive here, he's not going to push, right? Like, no E4 does that, so he's not a good player. I'm going to go up to... Who's unspotted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. One tank is unspotted. I suspect it's the STRV. So, if you were an STRV, where would you be? K0, right? So, E4 just killed the TVP. Surprisingly, it's not the STRV who killed him. I would push up, try to flank these guys, but the PT is preventing that. So, if that E4... Oh, fuck. Who could have lit me? The STRV. Hopefully don't die already. So I just have to get unlit here. I'm hoping there's no... If someone was here, I actually wouldn't light that. So there you go. I'm going to fall back. If I get lit falling back, that's going to be really informative. I think that STRV might push in. What I'm going to do is they think I'm over here. So if you're the STRV, you might push down the 0 line trying to catch me off guard. And that's exactly what the E4 is doing, not the STRV. So I didn't get lit there. Wild. Okay, we don't know... I have no support, but I do have shots. So I've got this guy in a crossfire. It's myself and a CS-59 versus what we have to assume is 2 tier 10s, right? The STRV's unlit. So I'm going to get safe. There's no winning this. I think... E4 is camping me. The CS... First of all, the CS isn't even helping me, so we're just going to leave. Right? Like, I can't help this guy if he's going to let me, a one-shot tank, be the sole flanker to the E4. So I'm falling back hardcore. I'm going to drive... kind of in the red line, just trying to keep bushes in between my... You see this bush? That's what I'm using. So here we are, falling back. Now, am I spotted? I don't think so. I'd be dead if I was lit anyways. So we can see if we can spot the E4. Okay, now that e4 thinks I'm back here, so he's not going to push this. Right, he doesn't know where I am, but that's not necessarily something I can abuse. Actually, if he drives like that, I can totally abuse it. So you can see he's moving to deal with my angle. That's the right thing. Most people would use this as solid cover. My best bet of doing well here is using these bushes, assuming that this PTA or, if the STRV was in this bush, he'd light me. So I can't deal with that. But we're doing well in the field, right? Like, the main thing is to prevent this top tier tank. Oh, STRV's down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them are lit except the E4. So if I drove down the middle, I might be able to get Artie. I did this in last game, and I died. On Karelia, because I expected no one to kill me. Artie just defended itself. When there's 3 Artie, you will almost always die. Now, I could totally shoot this guy. With the information that we have, I think he might think I'm back here. That would be assuming he's a good player, which is probably a mistake. I'm worried that if I try to flank the E4, the Leo PTA will spot me and shoot me, and I'm a one-shot high roll for him. So I'm going to fall back to here even, and we're going to see if we spot this guy. No. Okay. Nothing. So, where's the E4? The good thing is I'm kind of driving in with speed, so if I got lit, I could probably carry my momentum through. See, I can't go fight this guy. He'll just drive into me, and we're actually not winning this game anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the city. The Panzer Kampfwagen 7 is playing that pretty well. Not to have died in that position is really impressive. You can see all his teammates died, so I won't be able to put him into a crossfire with the side of the map he's on, and I won't be able to flank the Yag Tiger. If I were to go down to here, wouldn't work. So CS59, Leo PTA. See, that PTA is being useless. I'd love to flank that Yag Tiger, but the AE phase 1 and STRV aren't going to allow it. So what would I do? If I was the PTA, I might join the Panzer 7 after being bored for so long. There he is. Okay, so PTA is pushing in. I'm going to switch to... I should probably shoot standard at the PTA, but I'm going to need gold for the E4, of course. This shot, I have to take that, doesn't go in. Okay, so now we have to win the city because we have numerical advantage. So pushing into the Panzer 7 would be ideal. I obviously can't make that work. I'm a light tank, and this guy's got the capacity to one-shot me. Is anyone unlit? Well, if you were the PTA, you might drive down the middle to help him out. So rotating over there might not be the best of ideas. I'm going to try. It didn't even go where I was aiming it, man. This guy is... Oh, okay. I'm going to get clicked here. He fired. That's an AE phase 1. Okay, this is the right play. Okay, now do I flank the AE phase 1? Not with the PTA there. That guy and the E4 will hit me, so that won't work. I have to almost go back to base. Okay, if you're the PTA, you might be not pushing through. That would be dumb of you. But there he is. What's the E4 doing then? If the PTA pushed through... I'm aiming perfectly. E4's pushed through as well. Okay, so that's an issue because their play, although I don't think it's great, you know, given the circumstances, they could move to help their STRV. I think this is kind of risky for me to be in because obviously those guys will do well here. So spot the E4, Artie does nothing. There's a bunch of fences there that will always prevent Artie from doing damage to people in this position, or at least significant amounts of damage. We'll go for the track here. I see the 268, right? And I want that guy to hit the E4. I might get lit here. How do I beat the E4? Well, PTA should go back to base. He's not. Otherwise, I'd die. E4 is shooting HE. So I see this guy's shell, and I know he's shooting HE. So do I rely on him to do 750 damage ever? No. No. That would be called a misplay. So he's got a bush. That's not going to work. If I came up the mid, that might work. Who's on cap? Mr. E4 on 268. I think that's the best play. I don't think it's the E4 on cap, actually. Oh, there's the STRV. Okay, so this is the right play given what they have, actually. That makes a lot of sense. So I didn't get lit. My sixth sense didn't go off. I should have been lit, but I didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a crossfire. I have 30 seconds to do this. Our whole team is committed to pushing their base. And so basically, if I can get up into B0, it's going to give me the best resets. But do I have the time, right? Like, that's the question. PTA is not in cap. Oof. What? Okay. 7 seconds. It's 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, so that should snag us at least a closer game. We have one guy on cap, 268's YOLOing into reset. That's going to get him killed for sure. 18 seconds. We should be able to get the reset here. That was really close. I'm glad I ignored that PTA. Okay, so we're on the map Proc. Now, on the map Proc, you really have to take a look at how many lights the enemy has, because what will happen is if you play in E1, you'll get counter-scouted. The other thing to understand is that typically E1 works amazing if it works. It either works or it doesn't. So what I mean by that is a lot of time you'll get blind fired. Artie will blind fire E1, people will blind fire E1. Now, there's a method to taking E1 that I think works great, but it kind of got fucked up. I was going to go, but my route is, how do I deal with this? I'm going to get there so late that I'm not going to make that play. I think it'll get me killed. Okay, there's nothing I can do about it. So what I would typically say is you don't really want to sit up on the red line. Everyone blind fires there. It's the most obvious light tank position. Sit more to the middle of the bushes. You're going to be a bit safer. If I'm blind firing, like often I'll blind fire into the middle because I just expect that kind of shit. But there you go. Spot the leopard. A lot of my success in this battle actually is going to come from spotting damage from the Artie. I want to feed the Artie players, basically. So spot the Leo, spot the M46. This guy's clearly, like, for me to do another scouting run right now, there's going to start being people ready for it. So I'm going to go dark for a sec. Artie's going to be aiming at the Leo. H0, Artie says. Okay. Why does Artie blind fire? I'm going to spot again. Okay. There we go. I don't think I'm going to get much spotting damage because one of the Artie blind fired into fucking nothing. Like a dingus. So I don't think it's really, if I can keep spotting these guys, that's great. That kind of becomes more risky. So they've got a grill, high shell velocity. They've got a Badger, STRV. All these tanks have pretty reasonable shell velocity, and then Artie's going to start gunning for me. So I'm okay spotting these guys. You can see a tree fell over there. I just don't want to do it too deeply because I don't really want to stay lit for too long. I don't want to get hit by Artie. You can see if I'm cautious about it, I don't even get lit against the M46. So I'll keep this guy spotted if I can. And hopefully one of our 3 Arties shoots these guys. I heard a shot. Okay, someone hits the M46. There we go, 500 spotting. So the way to scout the ridge, at least in my experience, is not to be super aggressive with it. You need to not kill yourself, right? It's just like all light tank play. The essence is not to die. So Leo PTA probably moved into the middle. I got lit, so who could have spotted me? Well, I think the 54 lightweight is on the hill. With me being spotted, what do I want to do here? I don't think spotting this is going to be auspicious, right? I think it's going to start to get me clicked. I think it'll start to get me killed. So at least by creating a present, like by being dark for a bit, Artie's going to look somewhere else probably. But I think the main thing is going to be to spot this fucking Leo, who I think's here. There you go. Spot all that shit and the M46. And then this is going to be the focus, but I really have to be careful about it because there's going to be shit over here. So like I said, being patient with the spotting. A lot of light tanks can't do it. Like a lot of light tank drivers can't do it, but see if we spot anything here. Okay, and I'm going to go slightly deeper, and then I'm going to get out. So we'll see what happens. See, they're playing really safe. It's the right thing to do. Spot the leopard, I think. See if Artie clicks that guy. And I don't really want to scout anymore. Like, it's just so... Oh, there we go. 145 swatting on an M46. He's not doing anything while the leopard's in the mid and he's fine. Amazing. I feel pressure to keep swatting these guys because their T-54 is probably getting my team killed. So at least I spot the Leo again, which is great. See, I'm full HP, so I'm clearly doing a good job right here. Kronwagen, ram him, fine. Just going to get safe. No one's shooting this leopard. So I'm going to try to keep the guy lit, especially if it involves just kind of quickly cresting. But I think what's happening is this guy's falling back after he shoots, so that's the right thing to do from his perspective. I'm going to poke again, see if he's done anything. I'm not even going to waste my shell. I'd rather spot the leopard one here. Okay, there's the Leo. You can see the 57 heavy snipes me. So we know for a fact that a 57 heavy's on the 1 line. Because Artie hasn't shot this guy, like I've lit him how many times? I don't think it's really worth it. I think I will get a lot better result if I... Like, I don't know what to say. This guy is a leopard 1, and he's not getting Artied, and I'm getting... If I keep doing this, I'll get hit by the 57 heavy. So I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. So maybe I can try something on the 1 line. My experience has been that they should have moved up on the 1 line if nothing's been lighting them. Alright, someone's mad at me. I don't really give a shit, honestly. It's not fucking worth dying to spot for these players. I'm getting lit when I crest here. That implies there's someone here. That's what that is. So it could be an STRV with binocs. So can I take the risk and head up into E1? Well, I'll start up. It's not going to spot anything for me anyways, unless they start to push up. They might. They might start to push up the one line. And the reason for that might be that no light tank is spotted on the one line. So here I am. Once I'm in here, I think I'll just repair my turret. Okay. And I think I'm just going to sit here for a couple minutes while I wait for things to progress. Okay, so I spot a badger. That's great. That should be 2k spotting at least. And once he's dead, that's fantastic. You can see, I think not starting off in the one line was the right play, because you can always come here mid-game. Spot an STRV as well who's moving up. This is great. This is going to be a shitload of spotting really quick, and it's going to help us win the one line. Now, I got shot by a 57 heavy back there. So what I'm going to do, any good player on this side of the map will see all these tanks get wrecked, and this guy's YOLO scouting. So I'm just going to get out. Honestly, it's not worth it for me to stay here. He clearly just wants me dead. So I'm going to get out to back here, and hopefully someone hits that STRV. Cool. So I don't even know if I'm lit here. I shouldn't be. Oh, I got lit. It's fine. Someone should kill this guy. Okay. And now, do I return to the one line? Well, they saw a light tank go over there. It's pretty... it wouldn't be surprising if I were to return to their team. So I'm not even going to do it. I think I can have a lot more success spotting the mid again, probably. We know for a fact that they've probably, well, we know they've got the 57 heavy over there. The grill might be, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks spotted. So there's a couple unspotted people over there, basically. I don't think it's the right play for me to try to spot them. They're not going to push up. They just saw the badger and the STRV die. So I'm going to see if I can spot that Leo. I think that Leo won't have moved. Artie, I'm going to ping it. Okay, I'm going to ask Artie to aim mid, and I've still got my repair kit, so if I were to unluckily get tracked here... Did I get lit? Okay, I'm going to be... That was really aggressive. I don't want to do that again. Okay, 367 spotting, that's great. See, I don't want to make that play again because the depth that I had to go on that scouting run is ridiculous. Now, looks like the 57 killed the STB. That makes a lot of sense, but I don't really want to try to spot the 57. Tortoise is moving up, so they don't have a scout. Our score is tied at this point. The 57's way back there. Do I do this one more time? Well, spot a grill. Okay, so I spot that grill. Should be 1800 spotting. He should die. He's not, which is unfortunate. I didn't get a single shot of damage, but at least they've got a tier 10 who's camping out of their position, right? So I'm gonna try to keep this guy lit as he runs away. Artie's doing a great job hitting that guy for 464. From here, it's another 400 there. Artie shoots. I'm gonna relight this guy. There's one Artie who's moving, so I don't know about the reload. Oh, okay, that's useful. I'm gonna shoot this guy. Clearly, it's worth it. I'm spotted. Okay, so you can see it's very easy to make a mistake on the hill like this. I did probably spot the 5120. He's not dead. And stopping like I did, I've got 5k spotting, but the game's a tie. I can't afford to die. A lot of people are okay dying in a game like this because they're like, oh, I did my job. I did 5k spotting. It's stupid. I can't do that. That would throw the game, right? Like, I still got 500 HP. I can still actually do well. So giving up because my team's not winning is a losing proposition. Now, they're 430, I think, will have moved. This is not intelligent. I'm out of here. I'm not going to spot anymore, just because of the reasons I said. I don't want to die. So I'm going to pretend to go in a straight line, just try to avoid the clicks. And the problem is I'm the only tank in the mid. So as a light tank, can I actually do anything against a 430 in the mid? Well, no, because it's really easy for him to just poke up on the ridge and spot me. The problem is I don't want to give up control of the mid, because obviously that matters. What I think I'm going to do is our tortoise is pushing up. There's kind of an opening to get into E1. Now I have 30% camo. Let's say the 30% taken away from 450 should be 3, 6, 9, 12. About 135, I think, off the top of my head. So if this guy's more than, 350 meters away, I should be fine. That's my guess. So I'm going to drive into position, hope the grill, because I spotted that guy, is not there. Okay. And this play, I don't like it, but I hope it helps my team significantly. So here I am. When you're in a position like this, a lot of people will point their tank directly away or towards the enemies. Definitely do not point your tank towards the enemies. Sit facing downhill so you can drive into safety. So I spot the grill. We've got triple arty. Good. I think I spotted him at least. Hopefully someone hits this guy. This is the type of play that we need to actually win this one. So someone does no damage. Fuck. That grill's not going to get relit. They have a full HP 57 heavy. The only player who's been lit by my position is the grill, so I don't think I'm going to get blind fired yet. I think that makes the most sense. They have nothing to inspire them to blind fire this position. Now, from where I am, I'll have eyes on the mid. I can always drive through these bushes up. It's kind of risky. I'm not going to take that right now. It's too close of a game to risk anything for a bit more spotting damage. You can see a lot of people start off in this bush and it's just a very static game from there. Don't do that. You can actually accomplish a lot by playing throughout the battle. Now, like, you don't need to just AFK in this bush. It works well, especially if you're one of the less experienced scouts, but the plays I've been making have given me a better game than I would have probably had if I had just sat here, because what would have happened is I would have spotted them the second they started to push up. And that's just not going to work out well, right? You want to lure them into thinking that there's no scout on the one line, so they try to push in, and that's when you get to spot all of them, basically. Now, I don't think that I really would be surprised if I get much more spotting from this game, but at this point in time, it's not really my job to do any of that. I think it's incumbent on them. Like, it's incumbent on their Soyuz player and their full HP tier 10s back here to be the ones to push. We're down 2 tanks, but they have a lot of tier 10s and we don't. So they have a huge numerical advantage, basically. They're the ones who have to push. So I'm not going to be making any aggressive plays. Even if it results in the loss, it's more likely that I will win playing for a draw than it is if I try to play for a win, basically. So you can see 2 of our tanks are rotating from the 0 line. That's good. Our Leo killed E50M, so their Leo must be in the mid. I think Artie's aiming at the hill, so I can't go spot the mid and expect to do well. And their Leopard 1 killed the 57 heavy. So our M53 is now out of position. There's 2 minutes left for the draw. This is where you'd expect their Grail 57 heavy and 5120 to start pushing in. So if their 430 wasn't in the mid, I might be able to guarantee a draw by pushing through the mid, right? And just surviving by hiding in one of these bushes right here. Their 430's in the mid, though. I can't reasonably do that. I'm positioned to run away if I need to. 5120 got lit. I don't think I'm the one who lit him. You can see they're clearly getting impatient. There's 2 minutes left, and they have this huge advantage over our team. So, you know, once again, my position's still the best one available for us. So I'm kind of feeling like backing up slightly might be worth the risk. I'd rather try to win, you know? There's a gap in these bushes. So I'll just do this slowly and reasonably carefully. Okay, and there's the 430. So this play, could I go like this? Well, if the 430 dies, he's not going to spot me. I should be covered by the bushes. This is where you're going to expect a lot of their teammates to start pushing in. So if the 430 dies to maybe Artie or something, I can guarantee the draw by pushing through the 5-6 line. Well, it's not guaranteed, but I can significantly increase the probability of a draw. In a game like this, I don't like losing and giving the enemy team the win because of how they're playing. So Grill spotted. Good. 430 should die. I think our Char Future will die from this play as well. Spot the Grill, which is great once the 430 dies. Do you think I'm here, my dude? Yeah, I don't think they think I'm here. I think they think no one's here. So this is great. 5120 is pushing in, so is the 57 heavy. I can also probably hide for a reasonable amount of time in this bush. A lot of people will just drive by me and not really do anything. I think the biggest threat here is actually the 5120. And I just have to hope, like, there's no running at this point. There's 2 autoloaders in front. I have to hope this guy either goes up the road or my teammates kill him before he lights me. So 100 meters. This tree is going to help me when he gets to his closest point. Okay, and I'm keeping these guys lit, and I'm going to hide here for a long-ass time, and then we're going to make a break for it in the last couple seconds. I don't think anyone thinks I'm here, so 263 should get a shot of damage. Okay, spot the RD. I'm just going to play for the draw. I fucking hate it, but it's definitely the right thing to do. There's 20 seconds left. Any play that risks... Oh, he knows. Okay. Okay. Well, that's the game. I hope it's a draw, because I don't like how they played at all. I think they're fucking bitches. Looks like the 57's going to get the kill. Yep, and they... Oh, it's a draw. Thank God. That 57 heavy man, he could have won them the game, but he's been camping on full HP. That's great. I'm happy. That's a victory. I did 1 shot of damage, 5k spotting minimum, probably closer to 6k. And, well, considering that result, we drew it in the last second. That guy's a fucking bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. See, I got a scouting medal. Like, that map's really easy in the light tank. The hard part is actually doing well on other maps. I haven't had the greatest of session, but I haven't played for weeks. These are literally my first 7 games back. So, of the first 7 games back, you've seen the best of them and the most fun. And I'm going to probably try to make another video tomorrow and continue with the upload schedule that I had previously in last month. So yeah, huge thanks for watching. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. If you want to be mentored by me, click the link down in the description. I don't have a lot of time left, but the times that are available will be available on Calendly. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye for now.